that's their main priority for vaping. Not only that, but we do have a few customers that come in vape just because it's a hobby. So there's a wide range of customers, but this is probably the most effective way for somebody to quit smoking, as opposed to the other alternatives that they have out there. Like, yes, you do have like nicotine chewing gums and patches, but nothing gives you the same sensation, throat hit, which customers want without like having one of these devices. That's what they're designed for. Even the liquids, they boil down to the ingredients having different levels of a certain ingredient called propylene glycol that directly affects how it affects your mouth, the same way like the cigarette. Yeah.
So, which one is the most popular one for
Would that be for devices or liquids?
devices?
Devices. I'll show you while I tell you the answer, just because it's easier for me. There isn't a specific device that is most popular as say, but there's two different types of devices. The more advanced ones are more of a sub-ohm kit, which means that there's less resistance, and they are more designed for people who are maybe hobbyists who want to enjoy flavours and have more of a cloud. The other kits, which are the beginner ones, they're called mouth to lung, and they're the more popular ones for people quitting smoking. The reason for that is because the resistance of the coil is that high that you have to suck more than breathe. So once you've sucked it, you have to then re-inhale, which is what would give you that throat hit, like I talked about before, with the how people prefer it. Yeah. So in a sense, there isn't one specific kit that's most popular, but the most popular kits are the ones that are called mouth-to-lung devices.
Okay, so the price is higher or lower than the cigarettes?
So when you combine everything together, the price of the device, the price of the liquids, the price of the coils, any charging cables and stuff like that you'll need throughout the duration of using the device, the price is probably a quarter what you would pay per month for vaping. So if somebody smokes 20 cigarettes a day, I don't know the exact figure. You'd be easy to find out online yourself, but let's say it's about £280 a month. Whereas if you were vaping, you might spend your initial £50 on a device with everything you need, and then within the month you bought more coils, more liquids, you probably spend about £80. So you've spent £80 that month compared to the 280, and then the next month when you don't need to buy the initial kit and you just have to buy the liquids and coils, you spend only maybe £20-30 a month. So it's like one tenth of the price almost.
Wow. So how many vapes do you sell per day?
It varies a lot, especially from site to site, especially with us because we've only opened last November, so we're still building the client base. But it's been increasing lately, and we're selling roughly between 4 or 5 a day, but some other sites can sell up to 20 or 30 a day.
Wow. So, do you know the government want to build a smoke-free city in Newcastle? And what's your opinion about this news?
I mean, I completely agree with it. I've smoked myself, and after quitting, I realised how sort of unappealing it is for other people around them. The smell is the biggest factor. A lot of people just dump the cigarettes down, so there's a rubbish factor as well. Secondhand smoke is a big one. I think. I was going to say here.
Don't be nervous.
My mind's been completely blank, but I think it's the way forward.
How many years have you smoking?
How many years did I smoke? Yeah. I smoked for about 2 years. I only smoked about 10 cigarettes a day. Wow. I smoked only because I was stressed at work. That moved on to smoking socially when I drink alcohol. Yeah. And that transitioned from me to get my first vape. I completely stopped, but some people stop and smoke and vape at the same time. And now I don't smoke anymore at all. I don't really feel a need to do so. The smell repulses us more than anything, and the vapes do the job for us. I've moved on to more of an advanced one, which has more flavours and vapor, but it still does the same job.
So, do there any does there any people who never smoked to come here to buy the vape?
Yeah, quite well. I wouldn't say quite a lot. There's a handful of people that come in to buy a vape purely because the flavour. We do have liquids with no nicotine in. We have liquids with no nicotine in that people will buy. There's also quite a lot of people who use shishas, which want to buy a vape to stimulate the sensation of a shisha, but they don't have any nicotine in either. So a vape without nicotine is the equivalent almost. So there's a good chunk of people, but the majority of them do smoke. So that's the main factor in it.
Is there any teenagers to buy the vape?
So to buy a vape, you need to be over 18. You need to look over 21. So no, you do have people trying to come in, but it's completely against the law, so that wouldn't be happening.
Definitely. Okay, that's all.
That's all.
Thank you very much.
No worries, anytime.